Hey, this is John Bollinger with Premier Guitar. Today we're looking at the brand new Tone Master by Fender. Tone Master Deluxe Reverb. Now, unlike the Tone Master that Fender released years ago, this is a whole different animal. Because, unlike the other Tone Master, this is modeling. No tubes involved. What they did, so we're in an age where modeling is, there are a ton of companies really doing impressive things with modeling. But there are a lot of people like myself who aren't really into that, more into just traditional tube sounds. So what they're doing here, instead of an amp that gives you, modeling Marshalls and Vox and Fender and et cetera, what Fender did is they are modeling one amp. They're modeling the Deluxe. They also have a twin as well. But this is a very faithful modeled reproduction of the Deluxe. But here's where it gets cool. Number one, it's about half the weight of a normal Deluxe. Here's my old 65 Deluxe, and it is, I love that amp, but it is a heavy pig. This thing, although a slightly bigger cabinet, is half the weight, literally. Love that. Secondarily, no tubes there to go wrong. The maintenance is basically nothing. Also, it gives you XLR outs with speaker simulation, so that's amazing for recording. Gives you silent recording options. Gives you but then again, you get all the features of a basic Deluxe. Unlike a normal Deluxe, like my old 65 there, that is a paint peeling 22 watts. This, the Tone Master, gives you 22 watts, but there's attenuation where you can go from 22 to 12 watts to 5 watts to 1 watt to 0.5 watts to 0.2 watts. So it comes down to just a whisper. That's a great option right there. So, as you can tell from the front panel, it acts like a Deluxe, but in the back you have all the special ingredients. So like a normal Deluxe Reverb, it gives you vibrato and reverb and a switch, but they, instead of going to the old school switch, they went with the more modern one. But I came in playing with vibrato and the reverb on, but let's just look at the reverb right now. Now that's a digital verb, but I think it's very convincing. It's on 3, but if we get it up here, swimmy, right? But we'll get it down to a more reasonable rate. The vibrato, fabulous. And again, this is digital. But convincing. We can make it a little more subtle. Bring down that speed. So although they're digital effects, it's a very convincing tubey Deluxe kind of sound. So here it is without the reverb and the vibrato. Just a good sounding amp. It has a Jensen N12 speaker in it, which, Jensen's has a long relationship with Fender. They just seem to work. Now, just for shiz and giz, let's go ahead and do a taste test with the real deal, this 65. So I'll put this roughly in the same spot. try and get that a little bit more set like it. Man, they're not exactly the same. In fact, it feels like that one has a little more bottom end. Maybe it's the bigger cabinet, but right then, in a very quick taste test, it's hard to find anything wrong with this Tone Master. Okay, let's get back to here and let's look at how it takes pedals. So far I haven't had any pedals going on it. It's just been straight in. But let's put on a little bit of delay. Maybe a little bit more than that. And how about some compression? Man, pretty convincing country, you know, compression, delay sort of deluxe thing. How about some overdrive? Jeez, right? Let's go ahead and try a telly. Okay, so here we are in telly land, and this is just straight into the amp, a little bit of verb. Now, let me show you the benefits of this attenuation. So right now, we're actually on 12 watts. Let me bring it up to 22. It's going to get a little hotter. We'll bring down that verb a bit. Okay, so that's a lot of amp. Now let me drop it down to a mere 1 watt. And give it a little goose here. Man, what a great rock and roll sound, right? Just for... Now, if I turned my old amp, my actual Deluxe, Tube Deluxe, up to 7, it would be just prohibitively loud. But right here, go ahead and crank it. Let's just dime this pig. Do the whole Hendrix thing, all knobs right. Right? Okay, then let me bring it to 5 watts. Kind of in between. Man, I love it. Very cool. Okay, last little treat. Let's try some humbuckers. Okay, so this is my Tele Deluxe. I think it's a 73. Let's do the same thing. I'll put it on like 7. I mean, personally, I don't ever need to get dirtier than that. So let's go ahead and try the DI out and see what the speaker simulation sounds like. I'm just gonna detach the microphone and run that XLR directly into the line out. So we were using the Royer R121 mic. But now we're just doing the direct out, XLR out speaker simulation. So, you know, convincing. Let's put a little more dirt on it. Let's get it back to kind of that dirty setting. Sorry, those scratches are my old pots. Man, that's a good rock and roll tone. Very convincing. So just for further tweaking, they actually give you two different cab simulations. So that was cab 1. Let me put it into cab 2 with the flip of a switch. Here we are. So, you know, it's just, I love that they kind of give you all these options. So what Fender has done, they've created a modeling amp for people that aren't really trying to get the whole kitchen sink. What they are Fender fans who really love that classic tube sound, but they like the benefits of modeling, such as volume control to make it silent, the XLR out speaker simulation. There are just so many practical benefits here. And let's face it, tubes, as much as I love them, yeah, they are a bit of a pain in the ass. I mean, they die. They are very particular about power, all those things. This, in fact, the power, you can run this on European power, 240, or our standard American 120. So it gives you, it's amazingly versatile. Also the volume control, et cetera, and it's so lightweight. I love that. So good on you, Fender. To read the full written review, go to premierguitar.com or have the magazine sent to your house. You can read it on the mag. And while you're online, make sure you've subscribed to our YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that jazz. We'll keep you up to date on all the guitar geekery. It's John Bolger. Till next time.